Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing fantastic. So, on today's Wellness Wednesday, we're going to talk about methylene blue again. I have been getting a ton of questions coming in over the last couple of weeks since the famous RFK video. So, I'm going to run you through a bit of history on it. So, it's one of the most talked about substances on social media right now. The claims about methylene blue, it's anti-aging, anti-DNA damage, anti-microbial, enhances cognition, so your thinking power, your thinking ability, and improves your overall energy. So methylene blue was first synthesized in 1876 by Heinrich Caro. It was a textile dye for blue jeans. It gives them their color. But scientists discovered something strange. At high doses, it could kill malaria. This was the first clue in that maybe there was something more to this compound. After malaria, it was used to treat bacterial infections, urinary tract infections, mental health disorders, all this before antibiotics. It was also one of the first ever placebos, where patients were given methylene blue and they were told it would dissolve their tumors when their urine turned blue. Pretty crazy. By the 1950s, methylene blue had fallen out of the popular circle or fallen by the wayside to antibiotics, antifungals. But a lot of people didn't forget about it. Scientists kept researching it for brain health, metabolism, mitochondrial function, and that's basically the exact areas it's making a comeback right now. So mitochondria are a cell organelle. They're basically the power plant of the cell. They convert food and oxygen into adenosine triphosphate, also known as ATP, which is the body's main energy source. So in the mitochondria, our electrons pass through a series of proteins called the electron transport chain. This process generates ATP. Methylene blue acts as an alternative electron carrier in the electron transport chain, and it accepts and donates electrons, which can bypass blockages within that process, specifically at complexes 1 and 3, and shuttles them to complex 4, so it jumps them further down the chain. This supports ATP production by basically bypassing impaired mitochondria and reduces oxidative stress. Pretty darn cool. So a good analogy on this, it's like a relay race. The electron transport chain is the relay race. The electrons are the baton. The protein complexes are your runners. If the runner drops the baton, aka mitochondrial damage, energy production slows down. Methylene blue steps in and picks it up and delivers it to complex 4, the last runner in the line, keeping the ATP production going. Pretty cool stuff here. Some other studies out there have suggested that it has antioxidant properties and that it may slow down skin aging. It crosses the blood-brain barrier, meaning it might enhance cognitive function. Pretty cool. So these studies are done in cells and animals. Human research is very limited, as with everything, and it's limited due to small sample size. There's also some evidence out there pointing in the direction that it might help with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cognitive decline, but it's certainly not conclusive yet. It's not just like, it's more probable than not, but there needs to be bigger and more studies done on it. This is what would be considered like a biohacking hype right now. It's got to get more information on it. So it's not like a risk-free type thing either. It's a MAO inhibitor, meaning it can directly and dangerously interact with SSRIs and antidepressants, At high doses, it can reduce ATP production, doing the opposite of the intended effect. Some common side effects or common effects of it: headaches, nausea, dizziness. So really got to pay attention to what you're doing with it. So who should take it? Well, if you have mitochondrial dysfunction, a neurodegenerative disease, or you might think it would help your skin, the research says that it's not a bad idea. How do you know if you have mitochondrial dysfunction or neurodegenerative disease? Fatigue, weakness, exercise intolerance can all indicate mitochondrial dysfunction. Memory loss, tremors, cognitive decline, they also suggest neurodegeneration. Some of the common diagnostics for that: MRI, blood testing, genetic screening. In other words, see your doctor. So don't fall for the hype and don't just absolutely pour your money away. Health, there's a lot to it. It's not an easy process, but eat right, move, exercise, get fresh air, sunlight, hydrate, sleep. Those are some basic building blocks. There actually is a really cool movie on this. In 1940, Dr. Ehrlich's Magic Bullet tells the story of Paul Ehrlich. He was one of the first people to study methylene blue. So super, super cool. There's also a really awesome PDF. You can find it on mitozen.com. Super cool. So if you guys and gals have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the video below and I will answer them as soon as possible. Have a great day. See ya.